Imagine this. One ordinary night, hidden deep beneath the cracked foundations of an old city building, the kind people pass every day without ever knowing what lies beneath. A lone scientist does the impossible. Their lab is no pristine hall of chrome and glass, but a dim, cluttered underworld of blinking lights, humming transformers, and papers scattered like fallen leaves. Above, the city never sleeps. Neon signs flicker, cars honk in endless traffic jams, lovers argue under streetlights. But down here, time itself has been caught like a firefly in a jar. For years this scientist, once laughed out of universities, blacklisted from polite academia, lived off expired canned food and stolen electricity, driven by an idea that devoured every other part of their life. Friends left, family turned their backs, but obsession is a fire that eats the cold, and tonight, that fire burns bright enough to melt centuries. The machine hums in the darkness, not a sleek portal from the movies, but a monstrous tangle of wires, old airplane parts, spinning magnetic coils scavenged from scrapyards. At its centre sits a battered metal chair bolted to the floor, surrounded by a ring of copper tubes that flicker with ghostly light. They test it first with objects: an apple, a coin, an old camera. The apple vanishes. For one heart-stopping moment, the scientist fears it's destroyed. But then it reappears on the lab table, brown with age, a bite taken that no one remembers taking. The coin drops onto the floor a minute before they press the button. The camera flickers to life and shows images no living eye should see. The room empty before they enter it, the shadows moving backward like ghosts walking home. The breakthrough is messy, dangerous, beautiful. The scientist laughs alone in the dark, not like a villain in a comic book, but like a person who has broken open the lock on reality's door. Word leaks out, it always does. A curious delivery driver notices the strange shipments of lead shielding and radiation suits. An old colleague, half guilty and half jealous, whispers to someone powerful. Soon there are knocks on the rusted steel door, men in suits who never show their faces, briefcases of unmarked bills, promises of protection, threats disguised as contracts.
Money flows. The lab transforms from a rat's nest of wire and hope to an industrial cathedral. Lead-lined walls, military-grade generators, security cameras in every corner, but power comes with chains. The scientist knows it, has always known it. Knowledge can burn worse than any fire, and the ones holding the matches are not saints or scholars, they are hunters of forever. So the scientist insists on a test. A human test, but under one strict rule. Only a volunteer, someone who understands what might be lost and what might be gained. They find one, an ordinary man with sunken eyes and shaking hands. His daughter, 8 years old, lies in a hospital bed above ground, bones eaten by a rare disease that time itself has stolen from her. No cure in this century, the doctors say, but maybe in another. Maybe in the past, or the future. He sits in the chair, clutching a photograph like a holy relic. The machine roars, sparks fly, the world folds inward like a sheet of paper. One heartbeat, he's gone. He wakes up in a different world. Rain pours from a sky untouched by skyscrapers or smog. He stands barefoot in the mud of a village that hasn't existed for 500 years. Chickens scatter at the sight of him. Children with eyes like his daughter's stare in wonder. For a moment, he forgets his mission. He forgets the sterile smell of the hospital, the machine's hum. He feels the pulse of life as it once was, raw and unfiltered. He does what he came to do. He finds the healers, the plants that modern medicine has forgotten. He learns, records, steals secrets lost to time. When he returns, hair longer, eyes harder, he brings seeds of hope. The girl recovers. Miraculous, they call it on the news. But behind closed doors, powerful men don't see a miracle, they see leverage, proof that time is a door, and now someone owns the key. At first it's wonder. Archaeologists weep over videos of dinosaurs grazing beneath thunderclouds. Poets write verses in ancient tongues revived from the lips of long-dead philosophers. Museums overflow with artifacts so perfectly preserved they seem unreal. But the wonder does not last. Envy follows wonder like a wolf follows a wounded deer. Who owns the past? Who deserves its treasures? Politicians argue under the bright lights of TV studios while secret deals happen in silent rooms. Other volunteers come. A grieving mother bribes her way into the chair to whisper warnings to her younger self. A billionaire buys a private machine and erases every scandal that threatened his empire. A rogue historian jumps back to prove his theories right by planting the evidence himself. Each trip leaves ripples, tiny at first, then growing larger. One lost war becomes a victory. One forgotten plague never spreads. A dynasty falls before its crown touches a king's head. At first, history bends gently, but gentle cracks become fractures. Maps change overnight. Children wake up in homes where their parents no longer know their names. Soldiers find themselves fighting wars that vanished from yesterday's textbooks. Memory flickers like an old film reel catching fire. On the streets, people whisper conspiracy theories that sound more real than the news. Reality itself becomes the greatest conspiracy of all. Desperate to hold the world together, nations unite under one new flag. The Time Control Force. Half scientists, half soldiers. They wear sleek black armour and carry weapons designed to work in any century. They patrol the hidden veins of history, alleyways in ancient cities, battlefields before the first gunshot, secret meetings that shape centuries. They hunt rogue travellers like ghosts hunting ghosts. They declare time travel the ultimate crime, treason against reality itself. But laws are fragile things when greed is a roaring engine. Black market machines appear in bunkers and basements. Mercenaries leap through the centuries to steal secrets before they're born. Fanatics plot to erase tyrants in the cradle or to resurrect them. Every fix unfixes something else. Every hero becomes a villain in someone else's yesterday. One traveller, the first volunteer, now older, haunted, tries to stop it. They jump back further than anyone dares, to the dawn of fire, to the first spark that set humanity on its crooked path. They whisper new secrets to frightened hunter-gatherers, the seed of knowledge that should take millennia to bloom. They call it salvation. They think they can plant a better world. But when they return, the world they knew is gone. The skyscrapers are forests of glass and steel, but the streets are ruled by clans who worship forgotten gods under neon signs. The great pyramids never rise from the desert sands. Rome never conquers. Empires that once stretched across continents are now footnotes in a history that never happened. Strange new languages fill the air, echoes of a timeline that twisted around one bold whisper. In hidden corners, broken people gather. They remember the old world in dreams and half-formed stories. They are the last ghosts of a yesterday that never was. The scientist, now old, back bent, eyes dim, sees this new world and understands too late. The past is not a toy to be rewound and replayed. It is the foundation of everything we stand on. Change one stone, and the whole tower shifts. Or falls. Now the final question echoes in every alley and corridor of this strange new earth. If you could hold the past in your hands, would you dare to squeeze it? Would you pay the price, knowing that for every pain erased a new one might bloom? Or is the past sacred, broken, terrible, beautiful, because it cannot be changed? So tell me, if that machine sat before you right now, humming in the dark, its door open just for you, would you sit in that chair? Would you whisper your wish into the wires and coils? Where would you go? When would you go? And what would you trade to make it so? Maybe the answer is a lie we tell ourselves to sleep at night. Maybe the truth is that we are time travellers already, every heartbeat a step into the future, every memory a ghost of the past. Maybe the real machine is the one inside us, dreaming of what was and what might be. But still, if that door opened, would you walk through it?